Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we'll be watching another new channel for me anyway, the Internet Anarchist. This was a request from another viewer in the Illuminati. I guess the video from Swoop is what the original video was. This is a much smaller, more condensed version, and I guess it may have come out a little bit after the Swoop video, so there might be some additional missing information. If not, we'll end up going over it, and I just may not upload this video. But we'll be checking out some of the newer stuff as well as One Topic's video, the Clicks video, and Oz Media's video, as well as checking out some stuff from Magcaster soon as well. So yeah, but let's take a look at it. So this is how Illuminaughtii ended her career in 7 seconds. I assume this is going to mostly focus on what happens with Legal Eagle, but I guess we'll see.
What happens when a creator who's made their entire career exposing others is finally exposed for themselves?
Okay, that part's funny. The fact that Illuminaughtii made an entire career basically exposing companies and whatnot, and then it turns out she was just this terrible landlord and boss in general, that's hilarious. It's like she learned a bunch of tactics from all these companies that she was researching. Now, from what I do understand, though, and this is alleged, is Blair didn't do a lot of her own research. She had a bunch of writers that did stuff for her. She paid them, and then she was just the voice actor in the face of the channel, which then means she didn't know basically anything about any of these companies, and she just did her little 20-minute segment and just moved on to the next one. But I can't guarantee that, so...
How could a channel with a once shining reputation end up with devastatingly horrible dislike to like ratios and a daily average loss of over 10,000 subscribers? Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
Okay, wait. If she lost only 10,000 subscribers when this video came out, that means this came out relatively quickly after the initial drop, because she went from 1.8 million or 1.75 million subscribers, and she's at like 1.2 now. So that's a 500,000 subscriber loss.
And today, we'll be looking into the tragic story of Illuminaughtii, aka Blair, a documentary-style creator that has recently had her reputation destroyed by going down a dark, cruel, and hypocritical path, revealing many lies and allegations that would ultimately lead her massive viewer base to turn on her. But to fully understand why Illuminaughtii is facing such ruthless backlash, I first need to take you back to where it all began. Blair started her main YouTube, Illuminaughtii, back in 2015.
Okay, so I wasn't aware that it started that long ago. I thought she'd started in 2019 after she left the Tom AC channel, but I guess the Tom AC channel was even before that, and then the Sad Milk stuff was around 2019 maybe.
The channel was a shell of what it is today, as Blair primarily posted Reddit-style content before making the shift to the higher quality, well-scripted video essays that she's known for today. Over the years, Blair would post content covering unethical businesses, whether that be evil non-profit organizations, multi-level marketing schemes, or even cults hidden in plain
MLMs.
sight. Although Blair wouldn't see immediate growth, her channel would steadily rise in popularity, reaching 1 million subscribers by the 17th of August 2021.
I've noticed... Oh, wait one second. I've noticed a lot of essay channels can get some crazy growth. Like, for instance, Internet Anarchist. When they posted this video, they had just passed 400,000 subscribers, or was around there. They're over almost 850,000 subscribers right now. It's only been less than a year, which is crazy good for them. But yeah, it seems to be a lot. People are obsessed with essay channels.
Near the anti-MLM genre on YouTube, and a very active community formed around her content. Blair was both well respected and admired by her fans and fellow creators. But even with the positive public image, it would only be a matter of time before the cracks in her facade would begin to reveal themselves, as Blair would find herself in a number of controversies with smaller creators.
You know what I find interesting is she seemed to only have this really good image outside of her channel. Like within her own comment section, she had a really good reputation. But she didn't seem to have the world's best reputation, from what I understand, in YouTube. What she ended up doing, though, what it seems like, is like, for instance, she was on a right-wing kind of not fully right-wing, it was like center-right like news channel, but she burned a ton of bridges on that side and went joined the ultra-left side. So I think she just figured, they're like, it's like Target and Walmart. If you get fired from Target and then go to Walmart, well, you don't need to tell them, because Walmart's not going to talk to Target. So that's kind of what it felt like to me.
But it wouldn't be until she decided to pick on someone her own size that things would finally go south. On the 20th of April 2023, Blair would make a Twitter thread calling out the Legal Eagle editing team for plagiarism, with the tweet reading, "Not Legal Eagle editors approaching my editors to take my video style. And when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it."
The best part about this nonsense is Legal Eagle honestly didn't care like at all. He was like a little blurb in on his Twitter feed for like a day, and he's like, whatever. He's like, he's like, obviously this isn't copying. You're an idiot, and and after that, he wasn't even a part of the drama. This was just the tipping point. At some point, it may have actually ended anyway because she was very active on her Twitter feed regardless. So I think she probably would have doomed herself at some point regardless.
"Just change the color from purple to blue. Huh. Interesting."
Blair backed up her accusations with a few screenshots of one of Legal Eagle's editors asking for help with an editing problem.
The best part is she was complaining about another editing technique that wasn't even the original question from the original editor, Danny.
Tweet reading,
"So I went through my emails and found this, just outright saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but if you could make it easier for me, I'd appreciate it."
With the email reading,
"Hey Blair, I work as an editor for Legal Eagle, and I was wondering if there were some After Effects plugins that you guys used for things like the intro for the first NFL
Uh-oh, careful, dude. Illuminati might sue you for the highlighter effect.
video, where the lighter color appears to stick out in 3D. We could recreate it, but we figured there was probably a faster method you guys were using. Here's the video I'm talking about, just so you know what I mean. Thanks, Danny."
She even went on to show his messages on her Discord server, with the tweet reading,
"Also went to my Discord server to try and get more to cop the style."
Followed up by a screenshot of some of his messages in the Discord.
See, this is where I think Blair honestly doesn't actually do anything for her channel, because she doesn't even know what the heck seems to be going on. She doesn't even know what seems to be going on in her own Discord, or the Discord she used to share with the Click, I guess. So I think she's like terminally online, but she's not paying attention to anything that actually matters.
Server. At the end of her thread, she provided a few examples of Legal Eagle allegedly copying her editing style, with a
yeah, right here, like this stuff. She blamed this as a copy on from Legal Eagle, even though this wasn't even what the original question for the editing style was about. It was like a 3D markup print from the NFL intro, which is a totally different thing.
Final tweet reading,
"And to be honest, I wouldn't have believed any of this was trying to replicate my videos if not for the email and Discord stuff that was done preemptive to their video coming out. Like, talk about
That and the fact that Legal Eagle has been using the paper rip thing for like a decade.
I copy your homework. Yeah, but just make it a little different," shaking my head.
From Blair's perspective, she had successfully called out a fellow creator that was trying to steal her style. But to everyone who viewed the thread, Blair was clearly in the wrong and acting.
All right, YouTubers specifically need to realize that styles can't be stolen. Everyone copies each other and then tries to make everything better. Example would be thumbnails. Thumbnails are a perfect example. There's you can go take a look at my horrible original thumbnails, and you can go see some of my newer thumbnails, which are only slightly better. But everyone, what they do is they go to other channels that are like theirs, and they're like, "Oh, that worked pretty well. That looks really good. I'm going to see if I can improve upon it and copy it." That's what happens. As for copying like stuff in the videos, obviously you can't steal styles, so she's just an idiot.
Acting completely childish.
"You're trying to claim the most basic editing style. Literally turn on your TV and put on 50 true crime docs and you'll find the same style in 45 of them.
You'll find
This
the same
just
style in
seems
50
weird
of
and
them."
petty.
As well as,
It always seems to be actual plagiarists who seem to make the most frequent, absurd, and unjustified accusations of plagiarism. Not enough that they steal ideas, they have to go out of the way to slander others' work for having the most banal similarities.
the tables had turned on Blair, and now she was the one being accused of plagiarism.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Oh yeah, this nonsense.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg,
I like how the credit goes to Boblax, even though I'm pretty sure, Bolax. I can never say his name, but I'm pretty sure that the original video was found by another person.
former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Yeah, no, I get this. I get this as a whole thing, but the biggest thing that a lot of YouTubers don't seem to get, especially the ones that keep accusing each other of stealing from various places, is this is not a a real documentary. You're on YouTube. Copyright is very specific here. It's not like a research paper. It's not the same, and people just don't seem to get that.
Eventually, Legal Eagle responded to clear the air and add context that Blair conveniently left out, with a tweet reading,
Hey Illuminati, I think this is a big misunderstanding. Perhaps great minds think alike. No one on my team is trying to copy you. Without an exhaustive review of your channel, I believe we used those two styles before your channel did. We've used them for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, he even used them before they even had Danny as an editor.
Plus, the two styles are extremely common on YouTube. The editor you're talking about didn't even design either of those two elements.
They've been around since like the
we've used
90s.
them for 3 to 4 years at this point.
They've been on
Danny is a great
TV
and thorough
shows.
editor. When he reached out via email, he was just hoping to find out what plugin your team used on a particular video, a very common practice among editors. He was not looking to copy anyone's style. Danny is also a freelancer who makes his own videos.
Oh, right. That's right. He got dragged into all this nonsense, and he was just trying to make a personal video on his own channel. That's hilarious.
In the Discord,
Had
the
nothing
video
to
he
do with Legal
referenced
Eagle
was
in the
about
first
being
place, did it?
inspired by your subject matter, not your style. The video he was referencing was a video of his own, not a Legal Eagle video.
other users
Although he was definitely using his Legal Eagle. He's like, I'm an editor for Legal Eagle, so he's trying to use a bit of his poll with that to see if he could get some extra help in the Discord. But that's obviously backfired.
went on to make fun of Blair for a baseless accusation, and by this point, the entire situation seemed to be mostly resolved. However, this brief conflict set the stage for a much larger controversy that would change Blair's career and public image forever. Just 3 days later, on the 23rd of April 2023, The Click, a YouTuber that was once part of a group channel with Blair known as Sad Milk, would release a Twitter thread outlining the various issues that he and other members of
All right, so I watched a little bit of the Click stuff, and Swoop's video did his voice disservice. I know she's fed up for a reason, but his voice is amazing.
the channel had with Blair, with the tweet reading,
Hey ya peeps, I have seen the recent drama regarding Illuminaughtii. I left her and the collaboration group Sad Milk due to similar behavior seen in the recent events.
he accused Blair of being abusive in meetings, having anger management problems,
Jeez, this must be a twit longer. Man, I mean, yeah, the Click is the one who really started this off, and he probably wouldn't have been able to do this if his channel wasn't already over 1 million subscribers. Now, I know that at the time when he left the group, he was on a way smaller channel. Like, for instance, not a creator that could do that for a living kind of channel. It was kind of like my channel, except, he actually made money.
as well as enacting petty acts of revenge such as digging up old out-of-context statements and paying people to try and find dirt on him. He recounted a meeting where Blair screamed at him for over half an hour, and he stated that when he and several other members left Sad Milk, Blair began spreading rumors and fueling hate toward
So far, this is just really a nice condensed version of what we saw earlier with Swoop's video. I haven't seen anything majorly different.
them. Click finished off his tweet by explaining why he or any other members never came forwards with their grievances, quoting,
None of us even mentioned the whole thing. We were just hoping we wouldn't have our reputations completely destroyed for simply walking away.
Yeah, by the way, Blair's really good at destroying reputations by any perceived slight. And she just goes after your channel like crazy.
Click's claims were true, then that would mean that Blair was extremely toxic behind the scenes, and the drama between her and Legal
Oh, yeah, I wonder if someone's actually created a full iceberg on her. I bet you that'd be crazy, like combining all the videos into one.
Eagle was just the tip of the iceberg. But it doesn't stop there. Within hours of Click's Twitter post going live,
I'd create one on her, but I don't want to get sued because she's pretty lawsuit happy.
Wonder, another member of Sad Milk, released his tweet about his time working and living with Blair. Wonder mostly corroborates Click's claims of Blair being abusive to him during a meeting, and other instances of negativity. He recounts how disorganized the entire group was when it came to creating content. Wonder even became an editor to help out the channel. But
Okay, some of this is a bit newer. So this kind of explains a little bit more of how Wonder got stuck into this nonsense and decided to move for some reason.
Unlike Click, Wanda had a first-hand experience of how Blair treats people she doesn't like. According to Wanda, Blair would actively use her legal team to censor anyone that went against her. Wanda also revealed a few personal details about Blair, such as...
Well, I mean, houses are houses. Lots of streamers and lots of YouTubers' houses look exactly like that picture. So that's all normal. I can't really fault her for that one. I wonder if that pile of clothes is just a straight pile all the way up to the top. But yeah, no, I mean, the fact that she would use her legal team. So from what I understand now, because I watched a little bit of a Diesel whatever live stream, and apparently she has an actual company that has a bunch of other things in it, like a candle making business and other things like that. So she does have other revenue streams, which is why she has more access to lawyers than the average YouTuber.
Just her home being in disarray, and diverting money that was meant to pay editors to fund her lavish lifestyle. Being around...
Yeah, I mean, let's see here. More than half a month to get paid. I mean, it depends on the payments. Like, from what I understand, is Wonder didn't really understand a lot of how his pay structure was supposed to work. For instance, if he had a $50,000 salary, was he getting paid every 2 weeks? Was he getting paid every 15 days? You know, on the 15th and the 1st, or was he getting paid monthly, like a lot of people on salary? So, I think in this case, he may not have. It may not have that he was getting paid late. It's that maybe he didn't understand the pay, because it looked like he went from hourly jobs like working at like Dairy Queen to a job that was a salaried position. But the problem is he was only working there for like 30 days, so which means he would have had his first check different. I don't know.
Blair negatively impacted his life. Once things became too much for him, Wanda...
Yeah, he only lived 30 days with her. And this was actually in not her house. This was in Oz's house, which she apparently wasn't paying rent for or anything, and neither was he. So, but he was supposed to move into another house of hers that wasn't ready, which I don't know if it was ever ready. So I don't know what happened with that nonsense.
Claimed he had to live in a car that he and Blair had a rent-to-own agreement on. A car that Blair would repossess as soon as he left.
That's actually very interesting. I don't even know if she was legally allowed to repossess it, because if he was still up on payments there, then she shouldn't have been able to repossess it regardless. You can't just take it if they're making payments and payments are in good standing, regardless of whether or not you have the key. In most cases, the police aren't going to care regardless, and they're just going to call it a civil matter. So when she said she called the police and told them the situation, they're probably like, yeah, this is a civil matter. We don't care.
These claims added further legitimacy to Click's post, and it was further backed up by an individual that was the closest to Blair, Oz Media.
Ah, yes, I don't know enough
Oz
about
came
Oz yet.
forward with his side of the story. He confirmed and added to the growing number of allegations made against Blair, her vengeful nature, overbearing leadership, and never-ending...
So what I was told so far is Oz was kind of used as like the attack dog for Blair for a while. And apparently they might have been dating, but I don't know that if that's been confirmed.
Smear campaigns against anyone who questioned her. Oz didn't deny his involvement in the toxic cycle that Blair had created, but he also wasn't going to keep quiet. Things weren't looking good for Blair, but perhaps a well-thought-out apology in response would remedy the situation. On the 20th of April 2023,
oh, right. She has
Blair
her
uploaded a 40-minute long apology/response to all the recent
this was
accusations
apparently
made
a
against
train
her,
wreck.
but this would ultimately lead up to even more backlash. Blair spent the first few minutes of the video...
What's funny is she never deleted this video. It's just there.
issuing an apology to Legal Eagle for her poor behavior on Twitter.
I just want to reiterate that I messed up, and I'm sorry for any stress this may have caused you and of course to your team. I know I apologized privately and removed the tweets with that apology, and I'm now publicly sharing that information with all of you. And
Blair was taking accountability for her actions, but that couldn't be said for the rest of the video. Blair addressed the plagiarism accusation by
the Illuminati or the Legal Eagle stuff was like 7 minutes of the 45-minute video.
saying that they were in the source document for the video, elaborated on her responsibilities and
You know what's funny about her source document? It's this massive list of random websites, but they're not actually written out as in actual sources. They're just a random list. So like when you're actually writing out a source, even if it's a website, you still have to put generally where on the page you found the info. It's not just I found this on this site. It's this on this site with like a page number, a paragraph number, etc., where it's found within the reference, so you can actually see it quickly. You can't just I'm not going to search an entire website. Like, that's ridiculous. And we're just putting those as I don't consider those actual sources. But then again, I'm a stickler for sourcing when it comes to research papers, because I did lots of those in college.
Bad milk,
but
and
YouTube,
slandered the names
you
of
don't
her
really
former
need
colleagues, all while making it look like she was the victim. According to Blair, she was the mastermind behind Sad Milk's daily operations and success. She was the one making sure that things ran smoothly, while her co-workers like Click and One Topic slacked off and procrastinated on paying editors. When it came to Wonder...
Oh, did they not pay editors? I mean... If you're running a small enough channel, you guys should just be doing your editing stuff yourself, especially since apparently Wonderstruck is an editor. So, were they not paying him? Was that the payment that went missing?
She portrayed him as an editor that she hired on a $50,000 salary that didn't do his job. She claimed that he would miss deadlines and harass other members in group chats.
So I did hear about that, but there wasn't a lot of info on this part of it in
Blair
this
also
video.
took the opportunity to point out that Wonder didn't keep...
Right, this is that stupid rent-to-own agreement. This is a very weird document for rent-to-own. I mean, it's like they kind of created it themselves, right? But the biggest thing here is she can't just repossess it if he's in good standing. So I don't know what she was doing.
Up with his part of the rent-to-own contract on the car, so she had to repossess it. But it was filled with lies, and what followed in the coming days revealed a much darker side of Blair. On the 29th of April, Wonder released a twitlonger that went into extreme detail about what life was like around Blair. He started off by explaining his role in Sad Milk, quoting,
"I'd like to start with the blatant lie on my role as a Sad Milk editor. I did not become an editor to cover my share of the joint editor payments. I was living paycheck to paycheck, yet always paid my share."
He also would touch on the car that was repossessed. After speaking to a lawyer, Wonder found out that the contract between him and Blair wasn't legally binding.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a weird contract. It could have been legally binding if they had gotten it notarized. Even that weird, the way they did it, it looks like they both signed it, but it doesn't look like they did it in front of anyone. So yeah, I mean, it was already weird. But the other thing is, he was apparently in good standing. So
Blair never stated how he even broke the contract and ignored several requests to have his property that was still in the car returned. His gaming monitors, a PlayStation console.
So for the most part, if anything, Blair stole the car. Like, legit. She legit stole the car. Yeah, technically she owns it, but the problem is with a rent-to-own contract, that's not kind of how it works. You can't just go repossess something if you're in good standing, which is why I'm really confused. Now, as for throwing away everything in the car, that's really bad. Ignoring the fact that she threw away the play button, which those things are stupid annoying to replace. You can't throw away everything in the car when you repossess it, especially when the person says they want it back and are willing to get it. So that's part of the other problem. So I would say Wonder could countersue in this case for at least refunds anyway from the car. So, and then force Blair to pay the rest of it. The problem is with this, it would also put a strain on Oz because Oz put his name on this video or on this car. So, or their name, I don't know what they go by.
And editing equipment were all being held hostage. At the time, these tools were a critical component of his life as an editor. And to really seal the deal, she even threw his YouTube award in the trash.
Yep.
Blair actively attacked a former friend and co-worker for leaving a toxic web of lies and abuse. Unfortunately, this was only one item on Blair's long list of vengeful acts. On the 2nd of May 2023, The Click uploaded a video that would completely...
So we will be checking out this video. We've only seen snippets of it, so I'm going through the list that you guys keep putting in my comment section, and we're kind of going off of those videos first. I could jump into these as well, but I kind of like going over the overview and seeing missing parts as well.
Uncover the true extent of Blair's lies and hypocrisy. He addressed the Discord situation and pointed out that most of the information Blair presented was taken out of context.
Yeah, this guy deserves his 1.5 million subscribers. His voice is amazing. He could literally be talking about paint drying and people would watch him.
He also called out Blair for claiming to be one of the ones that restored his channel after a month-long ban, when in fact it was Click's MCN that was truly behind the ban being.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know Click's channel was banned. We'll have to look into that
lifted.
too.
Blair only posted about it. The main portion of the video was spent presenting evidence of Blair's smear campaign on people who got no bad side.
Yeah, this was weird though. She went like crazy on his Discord, which was insane. And I am like, everything at from the way Blair creates sock puppet accounts points to her orchestrating the entire event in the first place, because it was very specifically timed to where everyone that mattered on the Discord would be asleep, or the Discord would be just not very active, which means mods wouldn't be as active on that at that point. It was timed very specifically. And then from what I understand is she sewed a bunch of like crazy random like nonsense with her Discord, because they shared Discord mods, and she said she was basically like forcing them to leave his Discord, which only makes sense if she orchestrated this entire thing, allegedly. But I don't even know if the creep in the Discord at this point was anyone other than another sock puppet account. It almost makes more sense that both of the creep and the 12-year-old kid or whatever in the Discord, or 15-year-old, whatever it was, were all sock puppet accounts from Blair. But, that may be just crazy tinfoil hat theory, because the timing for me was really suspect, and I was like, that makes no sense as to why none of this was, it was caught within like an hour or two, but then all this random nonsense, it just perfectly flowed to where this would be a perfect way to, basically shut down an entire Discord group and get all her people out without having, any major issues, because, she could paint him as like a villain. And that's what I think happened. But, I don't know. I never really heard anyone else say that.
Trying to find any of his mistakes or past wrongdoings.
Going back to the rumor machine, here's the same chat room again. Digging through my very oldest content looking for dirt. Let's play Minecraft with crazy.
Oh, this is the so there's another creator or editor or something called Felix the Kit Kat, and he's getting sued by her because of these screenshots. And she's claiming that he broke a non-disclosure agreement apparently, which is hilarious because they don't act retroactively. This was like 2 years before she actually hired him as an actual editor for her actual channel. And for some reason, she thinks she can sue him because he showed stuff that damaged her, even though it was like in the past. It's just crazy nonsense, though. I don't understand her line of thinking.
See Part 2, Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6. The R word is here. Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6.
Alpha, that was way back.
I was a high schooler in like 2010 playing Minecraft for my like 12 followers. Oh.
Blair even went as far to pay people to dig up dirt on him.
Yeah.
To top it all off, she even created alternate Reddit and Twitter accounts to harass him.
See, this is where I think she created the alternate Discord accounts, because that's like the only thing that makes sense in that whole nonsense.
The harassment wasn't even unique to him, but almost everyone that they had on the podcast. Blair was...
Because let me tell you guys something. If you're creating alternate accounts to, to either prop your channel up or bash other channels, guess what? People don't create one alternate account. They create like 10. They don't just create one. They create a bunch. One is stupid, a bunch makes more sense. And what they'll do is they'll put it on like a laptop where all the alt accounts are, and they'll keep it separate from their main account, which is on one thing, like a phone.
Was the type of
no one creates
that would make
one
it a
alt
priority
account
to center and get revenge on anyone who she claimed wronged her. Friends, co-workers, or even fans that tried to speak up were silenced. Blair's reputation hasn't been the only thing that's been taking a hit recently.
Let's see here. Okay, so at this point, it's 1.57 million subscribers. Now it's like 1.2. So 200,000 down from this point in the video.
In the last 30 days, Blair's channel's lost over 100,000 subscribers, and the exodus of fans doesn't seem to be slowing down.
I think the beginning of the video said 10,000. Maybe he meant 10,000 a day, because it seems to be 10,000 a day.
The recent controversy isn't the only instance of Blair attempting to
Also, take a look at I love how Social Blade works for estimating earnings. That's just the funniest thing ever. If you ever go there, don't ever look at any of those to see how much your favorite YouTubers are making, because that's all wrong. It just randomly makes up nonsense.
slander and censor someone who she doesn't agree with. Back in 2020, Blair accused a smaller YouTuber by the name of Cruel World Happy Mom.
We will take a look at this big video for this one. I don't know if it will be today, but we will check it out within the week. But the problem is it's a 2.5-hour video, and I just don't know when I get into that.
Plagiarism and would actively degrade her in public.
Do you know, is this a YouTuber? Can you guys like tell me who this is or what they're even talking about? Because I had no idea.
Yeah.
They come back to me. It's this small channel.
I will say though, this was a little weird for me. I did see a little bit of the Cruel World Happy Mind stuff, and I don't agree with Blair, but I also don't agree with how I forgot her actual name. The cruel I think it's not Allison. I forgot her name. The Cruel World Happy Mind channel. I don't also agree how they automatically, messaged her and was like, "Hey, you're a lot of my viewers are, saying you're copying me." I understand why she did it, but I don't agree with that she should have done it in the first place. The biggest thing is, for the most part, if you're going to accuse another YouTuber of something, don't listen to your own comment section and chat group about it, because a lot of you guys, and I'm not saying you're all psychos, a lot of you guys would rather see drama, so it's easier to say a lot of people are copying each other, and honestly, copying is relatively common in YouTube. So that one's a little he said, she said nonsense. Now, I was told there was a lot more to it, a lot more that Illuminaughtii did. Like, apparently she threatened to dox her or stuff like that, and that I don't agree with at all, but I do think that this could have really been avoided.
Just say less than 50,000 subscribers at the time. And she sources me. She uses me as a source in her videos, for one, so I found it kind of funny. And she...
I wonder if these guys did the double cleanse video actually came back and apologized. I bet you they were smart and they were saying V2 and just ignored it. Anyway, that was an interesting mini video, and then I guess we're gonna do the updated video first, and then maybe I'll check out another couple of random videos on this channel. But we also have some more internet historian videos, and then a few people wanted me to react to some songs from OK Go. So we'll be doing a bunch of random stuff today. But yeah, that was interesting. There's a little bit more detail that I totally missed from the swoop video, and then I guess there's a bunch more stuff that's come out over the last 6 months. So yeah, and there's even some more recent stuff in the last 5 days. So yeah, we'll get into it. All right, have a good day, everyone.